Um, Hi, it's me again. I'm going to do this podcast on the situation that's been going on with Frank Lampard and Chelsea. So Chelsea want Frank Lampard to manage them for next season. Um, I think that Frank Lampard, he is a like he is a familiar face to the club, and I'm sure the fans and the players will get behind him. But like he's going to bring negatives and positives to this. So the positives are that um, since he managed like Derby with in the championship, and they had very young players, and like I think he had like one or two on loan from Chelsea. Um, so I think he could like bring in young players, to Chelsea, because Chelsea at the moment is a pretty old club. Like, but the players like Pedro and William are like 31, and Higuain he's 30 now, and Giroud is 31 as well, and yeah, Giroud is 31 as well. So that could bring in like players like Tammy Abraham and Michi Batshuayi, uh, and Mount that played in Derby last season. And yeah, that would be really good to see, because I haven't seen that in a while with Chelsea, and I really like to see where these young players end up, and like that's a big positive for me, because like I want to see young players in this team, and the young players can might surprise the older players. So like the older players on the other team, so we might have a better chance of getting top four. Uh, Probably most unlikely winning the league, but you never know. The negatives are that he is too unexperienced. Like one season with Derby isn't enough to manage a top team like Chelsea. Uh, yeah, like he needs at least um 2 more years of experience, because Chelsea would be a shoot whole no, another level to Derby, because like Derby, like they are a rich club, but not as rich as Chelsea, and so Chelsea can just like there's more pressure on Frank Lampard than than uh, ugh, there's more pressure on Frank Lampard in Chelsea than there was in Derby. So because Chelsea has so much money and can buy other managers. So that's my other negative, that if Frank Lampard signs with the club and has maybe has bad run, then gets sacked, he might lose a bit of respect for this club, which I think it would be really it would be really horrible, because this club has been really kind to him, and he is our all time goal scorer, like ahead of Kerry Dixon and Bobby Tambling, which uh, which is a all time record for us, and like I want him to have a good relationship like afterwards with this club, if it doesn't turn out the way that most people want it to turn out. Um, like I don't think Frank Lampard is the only option for Chelsea. Like Chelsea could even sign back not Jose Mourinho, Rafa Benitez, after he is gonna leave Newcastle on Sunday. Um, he is a I think he is a pretty good manager. Um, like he's won many Champions Leagues. He's won the Europa League with us, and he's a good choice for us. Like I think he would be a good choice, but also because since we can't sign anyone, he can, since back when he was at Newcastle he couldn't sign much players. That's kind of like the situation now, but he can't sign any players, so he's probably dealt with having to update the team before, so I think he has the experience for that, and yeah, I think he's probably like the only option for us. I don't see any other managers going to this club because like with our ban, and there's not much managers out there. So yeah, but I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's most likely that Frank Lampard is gonna go to Chelsea. But tell me in the comments what you think, and I will see you next time.